YouTube, this is Xoverclock here, and I'm showing off my new graphics card for my Mac, my Powermac G5. It's the ATI Radeon 9800 Pro Mac Special Edition with 128 megabytes of VRAM. And compared to my FX 5200 that I just had in here, this card flies. Not by today's standards. It's about as fast as the Intel HD 3000 graphics, which is the last generation of Intel integrated graphics. And yeah, so I think that is pretty up to par, you know. A lot of people still use older chips like that, like the Intel HD 3000. And yeah, so today we're going to be showcasing it, and I'm going to be reviewing it pretty much and showing you some games on it. It's air cooled with a fan on the top, as you see, and it's AGP 8X, which means it only works in the Powermac G5, because the Powermac G4 has an AGP 4X slot, so it'll only work in the G5. They do have a 4X or 2X or 4X version, but this one's faster, I think. So that is pretty nice, guys, and that's pretty much all I have to show you about the card. It doesn't really matter what it looks like on the outside, so we're going to jump into ScreenFlow and we're going to review some games. So under ScreenFlow on Minecraft, we're getting about 15 frames per second average. We're not on Flatland, and usually I get about 35 to 60 frames per second not using ScreenFlow, which is more than bearable, and I'm really impressed by it. Next up, I tested Prey for Mac, which is one of the most graphically intensive games that you can get on PowerPC, and it runs about 20 frames per second using ScreenFlow. And when I'm not using ScreenFlow, it runs about 30 to 40 frames per second, running at 1024 by 768, and in a window. Next, I jumped back into the days of the N64 with 64s, which is an emulator for PowerPC, and as you know, N64 games can only run at 20 frames per second, and we're getting out 15 again with ScreenFlow, so that's a 5-frame drop with ScreenFlow, but usually it runs at 19 to 20 frames per second, and it's really impressive. Next up is a benchmarking tool called Xbench, where we are testing Quartz Extreme, OpenGL, and the user interface test. And let's just let this test finish. All these flashing colors are testing Quartz Extreme on the graphics card right now, and as you can see, there's no problems with it. And now we've moved into the OpenGL test, and it's running full speed. Now we're finishing up here with the user interface test, and our results are, wow, these are pretty high scores, guys, especially with ScreenFlow running. We got 113 frames per second on OpenGL. We got 113 on Quartz Extreme, and we got 267.90 refreshes per second on the user interface, and 58.37 frames per second on the user interface test. Something that also impressed me with the graphics card was iMovie 09. It actually ran with encoding, which I encoded MPEG-4. It encoded almost triple as fast as it would when I would do MPEG-4, which is also faster on PowerPC at encoding, and now I can video edit a lot faster. Now, along with this card also came a very smooth UI using Leopard, and there's no more lag when I open apps or open folders. And this graphics card is great, and I got it for $99, which is a steal. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this card, it's a great choice for PowerPC Macs. It's the third best card that you can get for them besides the X800 XT and the 6800 Ultra. And please remember, if you like the video, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe.